Hello girls, welcome to today's class. Today I'm with you with the conversion of sentences from simple to complex and simple to compound. I must inform you that as it is a very lengthy branch, I need at least 2 lectures to complete the whole. So this is my first lecture on this topic. I have already mentioned in my last lecture that according to structure there are 3 types of sentences. They are simple, complex and compound. But before sentence, we need to have a review on clauses. What is clause? Clauses are group of words having one subject, a predicate and one finite verb functioning as a member of compound or complex sentence. The subject of a clause can be mentioned or hidden, but the verb is apparent and distinguishable. Clauses can be of 3 types. Number 1, principal or independent clause. Number 2, subordinate or dependent clause. And coordinate clause. What is principal clause or independent clause? A principal clause or an independent clause functions on its own to make a meaningful sentence, and it looks much like a regular sentence containing both a subject and a predicate. In a sentence, 2 independent clauses can be connected by coordinators such as and, but, or, nor, for, yet, etc. Example: Father gave me a mobile phone that I lost. Look at the sentence. Here, Father gave me a mobile phone is the principal clause, which alone can give a complete sense. Here is one more example for you. I want to buy a mobile phone, but I don't have enough money. Use of 2 independent clauses. Now, what is subordinate or dependent clause? A subordinate or dependent clause cannot function on its own because it leaves an idea or thought unfinished. It is a part of a sentence. It contains a subject and verb but doesn't convey the complete sense. Dependent clauses help the independent clauses complete the sentence. A dependent clause alone cannot form a complete sentence. It often starts with subordinating conjunctions like after, before, once, since, until, whereas, though, although, even if, unless, as, provided that, etc. Example: I know the man who stole the watch. He is a very talented player, though he is out of form. Now, what is coordinate clause? Coordinating clauses consist 2 or more independent clauses joined by and, or, but, yet, nor, otherwise, either or, neither nor, etc. A compound sentence is made up of 1 or more coordinate clauses joined to the main clause. Example: we make our fortunes and we call them fate. You must change your food habit, otherwise you will suffer. Now, what is simple sentence? Sentence which has one independent clause is called a simple sentence. It contains a subject and verb and expresses a complete thought. Example, Mitu finished her duty. In spite of his poverty, he is honest. What is complex sentence? A complex sentence consists of an independent clause plus a dependent clause. There can be more than one subordinating clauses in a complex sentence. A dependent clause starts with a subordinating conjunction or a relative pronoun and contains a subject and verb but doesn't express a complete thought. Example, although he worked hard, he could not shine in life. Here is a list of subordinating conjunctions for you. Next, what is compound sentence? A compound sentence is two or more independent clauses joined by a conjunction or semicolon. Each of these sentences are able to form a complete sense. Example, I like coffee and Mary likes tea. Mary went to work, but John went to the party. Now, I will discuss the rules of conversion from simple to complex. It can be done so easily by expanding a word or a phrase into a clause. Moreover, you can do the same thing while changing the complex sentences into simple by eliminating a clause into a word or a phrase. Look at the rules. Rule 1. To convert a simple sentence into complex, having present participle, you should add since or as or when at the first half of the sentence. The structure is like since or as or when plus subject plus past participle form of verb plus extension, and the most important thing in this structure is the comma and the other clause. Example, seeing the bill of fare, I was startled. Complex, since or as I saw the bill of fare, I was startled. One more example for you. Closing the door, I went back to sleep. Complex, when I closed the door, I went back to sleep. Note, in case of time, use when, and in case of cause or any condition, use since or as. Rule 2. Simple sentences with being or having should be converted into complex by adding since, as or when at the first half of the sentence. Example, the weather being very cold, they could not go out. Complex, since or as the weather was very cold, they could not go out. Rule 3. To in a simple sentence should be converted into complex by adding so that plus negative clause. Example, he is too weak to carry the box. Complex, he is so weak that he cannot carry the box. He was too dull to understand it. Complex, he was so dull that he could not understand it. Rule 4. To in a simple sentence should be converted into complex by adding so that. Example, we eat to live. Complex, we eat so that we can live. Rule 5. In spite of or despite in a simple sentence should be converted into complex by adding though or although. Example, in spite of being rich, she is hardworking. Complex. Though or although she is rich, she is hardworking. Rule 6. Owing to, due to, on account of, because of, for, in the simple sentence should be converted into complex by adding since or as at the beginning of the sentence. Example: because of his illness, he could not join the party. Complex. Since or as he was ill, he could not join the party. Rule 7. Subject plus verb plus object plus present participle type of simple sentences should be converted to the complex sentence by subject plus verb plus object plus relative pronoun of the object plus be verb according to relative pronoun and tense plus rest of the sentence. Example: I saw the bird flying. Complex. I saw a bird which was flying. One more example. I saw a man working in the field. Complex. I saw a man who was working in the field. Rule 8. In the simple sentence, if you get without, it should be converted into complex by adding if or in case. Example: without adding the sugar, the dish will taste bad. Complex. If you do not add the sugar, the dish will taste bad. Rule 9. In the simple sentence, at the time of, at the age of, in the evening, in the morning, at night, in the spring, in winter, will be removed by when while converting into complex. Example: she woke up at the time of load shedding. Complex. She woke up when it was load shedding. Jerry came to the orphanage at the age of 4. Complex. Jerry came to the orphanage when he was 4. Rule 10. Subject plus verb plus object plus present participle type of simple sentence should be changed into the complex by subject plus verb plus noun plus relative pronoun plus verb plus adjective. Example: I saw a blue shirt. Complex. I saw a shirt which was blue. One more example. He is an expert worker. Complex. He is a worker who is expert. Rule 11. Subject plus participle type of simple sentence should be changed into the complex sentence by subject plus relative pronoun plus auxiliary verb according to tense plus participle plus extension. Example: the boy running fast is my brother. Complex. The boy who is running fast is my brother. Rule 12. Subject plus verb plus object plus to be type of simple sentences should be converted to the complex by subject plus verb plus that plus subjective form of object plus be verb according to tense. Example: we knew him to be honest. Complex. We knew that he was honest. Here are some more rules of conversion from simple to compound. Rule 1. If the simple sentence is stating that a person is doing two things one after another, the compound sentence will mention the first thing before the second one, joining them with a conjunction and. The tense will be the same as of doing the second thing. Example, coming home, she had lunch. Compound, she came home and she had lunch. Going to the college, she will do the class. Compound, she will go to the college and do the class. Rule 2. If the simple sentence has, besides being, the compound sentence will use not only ... but also, or both ... and, or as well as, or and, or also. Example, besides being beautiful, the girl is intelligent. Compound, the girl is not only beautiful but also intelligent. Rule 3. If the simple sentence has in spite of or despite, the compound sentence will use the conjunction but, joining the two different clauses. Example, in spite of his illness, he sat for the exam. Compound, he was ill but he sat for the exam. Rule 4. If the simple sentence tells that a person must do something to achieve a certain thing, the compound sentence will follow this structure. Look at the structure. Person must do ... or otherwise the person will not ... Example, you must study hard to get good marks. Compound, you must study hard or otherwise you will not get good marks. Rule 5. If the simple sentence dictates that a person must do something to escape or avoid a certain thing, the compound sentence will follow one of the following structures. Structure number 1. Person must do or otherwise the person will plus base form of verb. Example, you must study hard to escape failure from exam. Compound, you must study hard, otherwise you will fail in the exam. Structure 2. Person must do or otherwise the person will be plus past participle form of verb. Example, you must study hard or you will fail. Rule 6. If the simple sentence states any cause of a person's doing something, the compound sentence will first state the cause. Then join the result or outcome with a conjunction and. Example, being guilty, he ran away. Compound, he was guilty and he ran away. The day being clear, the sun shines brightly. Compound, the day is clear and the sun shines brightly. Rule 7. If the simple sentence has for, having the result before it and cause after it, the compound sentence will contain the conjunction so or therefore, having the cause before and the result after it. Example, the teacher praised him for his good result. Compound, he made a good result, therefore the teacher praised him. In the above sentence, the result is the praise of the teacher and the cause is his or a person's good result. Rule 8. If the simple sentence has to having the result or outcome before it and the cause or reason after it, the compound sentence will have the conjunction and, all other things being the same. Example, she came here to meet me. Compound, she came here and met me. Rule 9. If the simple sentence has in the event of being, the compound sentence will follow this structure. And the structure is person must not be plus adjective plus or otherwise plus person will not be plus extension. Example, in the event of being late, you will not be allowed to participate in the meeting. Compound, you must not be late, otherwise you will not be allowed to participate in the meeting. Rule 10. 2 in a simple sentence should be converted to the compound sentence by following structure. Subject plus verb plus very, replacing to plus adjective plus and, replacing to plus subject plus cannot or could not according to the tense, plus extension. Example, the man is too weak to move. Compound, the man is very weak and he cannot move. Rule 11. By plus ing verb, type of simple sentences should be transformed into compound using the following structure. Present form of verb of the ing verb plus adjective or adverb plus and plus the second clause or the other clause. Example, by working hard, you will be successful. Compound, work hard and you will be successful. Rule 12. Without plus ing type of simple sentences should be transformed into compound using the following structure. The structure is present form of verb of the ing verb plus adjective or adverb or noun plus or plus second clause or the other clause. Example, without studying well, you cannot pass well. Compound, study well or you cannot pass well. Without practicing English, you cannot be proficient in it. Compound, practice English or you cannot be proficient in it. So girls, I hope you have listened to the lecture very carefully. Thank you very much for joining the class.